Please like and subscribe. Let's grow NAIA basketball. Thank you. Cascade Hoops Talk, bringing the world NAIA basketball one podcast at a time. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Well, it's Monday. What a wild weekend of basketball. We're going to go through all those games, all those conferences. Things are starting to tighten up in some conferences. You're beginning to see the separation. Some of them are just really tied up at the top. Also, we got a couple of short post-game interviews. Always enjoy doing those. And also, hopefully my voice will hold out to go through all these conferences. I was at basketball all weekend, and I am a highly participatory basketball fan. Let's say that. So why don't we just get started? We're going to start in the Crossroads League like we always do. Grace got the test of the season. Marion, they're at Winona Lake. Boy, they gave them everything they could handle, but you got to credit Grace. They really know how to execute and close out a game. They won that game 66-60. Elijah Malone, 20 points, 6 rebounds. Jake Wadding, 15 points, 5 rebounds. They go to 20-0, and they're going to play Indiana Wesleyan on Wednesday. I know we've said this quite a bit about Grace, about them getting tested, but I think this game on Wednesday could be a big test. Indiana Wesleyan beat Huntington this weekend, always a tough out. They beat them 93-91. Javen Buchanan, 26 points, 15 rebounds. He's just been amazing for the Wildcats. And Griffin Cleaver, 21 points, 4 rebounds. They go to 18-2 to play a Cleaver, Javen Buchanan, and then Cademan Bontrager. Now he's been putting up some big numbers. I think it's going to be a pretty good game up at Lucky Arena up there in Marion. Grace is going to have to go on the road. I bet you anything that place is packed. It's going to be a great game. So Bethel, they beat Goshen 91-58. Big James Anderson, 15 points, 2 rebounds. I got to stand next to Mr. Anderson one day and interview him. I can attest he is a big dude. Drew Lutz, 21 points, 3 rebounds. They go to 16-4, and they're going to play Huntington on Wednesday. So if we look at the rest of the conference, Spring Arbor gets the win over Mount Vernon Nazarene. We talked about Indiana Wesleyan. A little bit of a surprise. Taylor beat St. Francis. We talked about Bethel and Goshen. So the standings, Grace obviously is at 10-0. Indiana Wesleyan's only 1 game back. I know everybody's crowning Grace a little early here, but Indiana Wesleyan is only 1 game back. They're going to play on Wednesday. Bethel is 3 games back of Grace, and Huntington's 4. That's getting a little late for Bethel and Huntington. They're going to hope Grace and Indiana Wesleyan stumble a little bit. We'll have to watch the Crossroads and check out that game on Wednesday. That's going to be good. Number 2, Langston. They beat John Brown. They beat John Brown. John Brown's a really good basketball team. Langston beat him 90-41. You know, we had Coach Wright on the other day, and we were talking about this, the separation of the scores. They're starting to get Teru Dean, 12 points, 4 rebounds. Cortez Mosley, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 19-0. They're playing really good. They're going to play Sagu on Thursday, another big test for Langston. Sagu, however, they fell to Texas Wesleyan this weekend. They go to 13-6. They have to play UNT Dallas on Tuesday. For Texas Wesleyan, Adeto Kumbo Bakar, 34 points, 5 rebounds. Isaiah Marin, 11 points, 11 rebound, double-double. So looking at the rest of the games in the SAC, Science and Arts wins. They beat UNT Dallas. Mid-America Christian, knock. I mean, they're playing great ball. They beat Oklahoma Panhandle. Central Christian gets the win, and Wayland Baptist beats Southwest Christian, sliding over to the standings. Langston, of course, 3 games up on Mid-America Christian. Science and Arts, there are 4 against them and Sagu. It's pretty much a race for second place, but a very, very tight race for second place. We can't quite crown Langston at this point, but somebody's got to prove they can beat them. In the Cascade Conference, College of Idaho, they had a great weekend. On Friday, they beat Oregon Tech 83-59. Drew Wyman, he started the game with, I think, 4 straight threes. He ended up with 23 points. He hit 7 of 8 from 3. Johnny Radford as well, 14 points, 3 rebounds. He really shot well. And then on Saturday, they beat Southern Oregon. They beat them by, 32. Alex Germer, he had 11 points, 2 rebounds. And Drew Wyman, 22 points, 9 rebounds. A great weekend for Drew Wyman. They go to 18-2. They're going to play LC State. Highly anticipated game on Friday. After the game, we were able to talk to Drew Wyman. After the Oregon Tech game, we were able to talk to Drew Wyman for just one moment.
Oh, it was electric in here. We had a legacy program. All the kids who did community service were in here bringing energy. A lot of fans. It was fun to see. It was just electric environment. So fun to play in. Yeah, I mean, my teammates got me open for those threes, honestly.
Yeah.
So all credit to them. But, yeah, I mean, we've been starting well lately and shooting well. So we're just going to keep that rolling in tomorrow night.
Is that one of your best three-point shooting nights, you think?
Yeah, I think that might be my best. Hopefully we'll beat it tomorrow night, though.
Yeah, you'll need it against Southern.
Yep.
You know, last year on this floor, I asked you, I said, have you been working on your three-point shot?
What I tell you?
That?
I told you,
said, yeah.
Always working on it.
And I was sitting over there, I kept saying, well, Wyman's not going to shoot 100% all night. And I was right. You missed one.
I missed one. That's all right. It was a heat check.
And then Robin Ed, he was tossing them in down the stretch.
So was Alex was making them at the start, too. I mean, everyone was shooting. How many threes do we have tonight?
What was it, 16? 16 threes.
Oh, man, yep. So we're going to keep that going.
Yeah, thank you a lot, Drew Wyman, giving me a couple minutes after the game. They were definitely hitting on all cylinders. 16 threes in that game against Oregon Tech. Oregon Tech on Saturday, they rebounded. They went to Eastern Oregon, really another tough place to play. Oregon Tech came out of this game, the victor, 82-71. They go to 15-4. They're going to play Multnomah on Friday. The big guy, Cody Bauman, he had 14 points, 5 rebounds. Keegan Shivers, 26 points, 11 rebounds, his 4th double-double of the season. After the game, we talked to him for just a moment about the team's rebound and about their true freshman, Jackson Cooper.
Last night, got kind of beat up. So we really wanted to focus on tonight, just bringing the fight, really focusing on defense and just competing. Last night, I felt like we kind of got kicked in the teeth, and tonight we had a good response. We wanted to take away the 3 last night. See if I had a lot of great looks from 3, and we knew we needed to take that away tonight. So just really put a focus on it.
Those were important threes. I thought Jackson Cooper really went to another level tonight.
Yep.
Talk about his play.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jackson's just –
there he is right there.
Yeah. He's a dog. He's just physical. He's a presence down low, going for every board, playing defense, talking. He's just a great piece and a guy we really need to play good this last half of the season.
He has a presence like an upperclassman, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, thanks a lot to Keegan Shivers giving us a minute right after the game there. Well, in the Cascade, the rest of the Cascade Conference, LC State, they beat Evergreen. They won both games this weekend. Northwest beat Walla Walla. We talked about College of Idaho. Bushnell beat Multnomah. Corbin, this was one of the biggest games of the weekend. Corbin got Warner Pacific in overtime. You're going to see when you see the standings, that was a huge win. Eastern had a big win on Friday night over Southern Oregon. Bushnell beat Warner Pacific on Saturday. Corbin beat Multnomah. They swept the weekend. LC State swept the weekend, beating Northwest, and then Walla Walla beat Evergreen. So let's swing over here to the standings. College of Idaho and LC State are 13-1. They play each other on Friday. Oregon Tech, what is that? 2.5 games back. And Southern Oregon, another game back. But look at Corbin right there, knock, trying to get in that top 4. That overtime win at Warner Pack really was huge for them. So we'll have to keep a track of that. Cascade Conference is getting tight as well. In the Kansas, KCAC, Oklahoma Wesleyan, they were victorious over Bethany, 80-65. Jaden Litsky, 19 points, 6 rebounds. Nick Bean, 11 points, 6 rebounds. They're going to play Ottawa on Wednesday. Southwestern, look at that. Kevin Clark, 39 points. They beat York 81-75. Justin DeMaria, 13 points, 3 rebounds. As I say, they're 17-2, and they're going to play Avila on Wednesday. In the rest of the KCAC, St. Mary beat Avila, Evangel beat Tabor, Ottawa beat Sterling, Bethel beat McPherson, and then Kansas Wesleyan, they needed overtime, but they beat Friends. How important was that? Well, right here. See, Kansas Wesleyan, they lead by 1 game over Southwestern and Kansas Wesleyan. So with that overtime win, they were able to keep pace with the pack. Mid-South, Cumberland's, they fell to Freed Hardman, 81-73. Cumberland's goes to 18-2. They'll play Lindsey Wilson on Thursday. So in that Freed Hardman win, J.J. Wheat, 20 points, 5 rebounds, but he's having a great season, very consistent. Peyton Law, 14 points, 2 rebounds. They're at 17-3, and Freed Hardman will play a non-con against Oakwood on, what day is that? Tuesday. Georgetown, they get the win over Bethel, 93-70. They go to 16-4. Aiden Niken, 22 points, 11 rebounds, double-double. Tommy Thomas, 17 points, 4 rebounds. Aiden had 22 points, 11. I think I said 17. So Georgetown, they'll take on Campbellsville on Thursday. Let's take a look at the Mid-South. The only other games, Campbellsville had a non-con against Montreat. Lindsey Wilson beat Cumberland. So Freed Hardman is 5-1. Half game back is Cumberland's, and back from them is Georgetown. So Freed Hardman's kind of got the hammer right now in the Mid-South, but boy, it's early, and a lot of stuff is going to change over there. That's going to be a very dynamic conference. Over in the Frontier, Montana Tech, they beat Rocky Mountain. Huge win because the Ore Diggers went to Rocky Mountain. They win that game 78-71. Caleb Bellich, 18 points, 3 rebounds, and Asa Williams, 19 points, 3 rebounds. Montana Tech goes to 16-4. They got the showdown with Carroll on Thursday. We'll show you here in a second why that's so important. Montana Western beat Northern. We talked Carroll beat Providence this weekend. So where does that leave us? So Montana Tech and Carroll are both 6-1. And they're really starting to leave the pack here. So this game between Montana Tech and Carroll this week is a big game, big game. Lourdes, they win again. They beat Aquinas. Jackie Harris, 20 points, 7 rebounds. Joey Hollifield, 16 points, 3 rebounds. As I say, 17-1. They're going to play Concordia on Wednesday. Go to the rest of the league. Cornerstone, little surprised that they beat Indiana Tech this bad. But, you know, Coach Albert's kind of had Cornerstone's numbers since he went over to Indiana Tech. But, boy, they got him. They got him Saturday. Rochester beat Dearborn. Madonna wins again. You know, nobody's talking about Madonna, but they're having a great year so far. This is a non-con game with that Concordia tournament. And then Northwestern Ohio beat Cleary. So let's go to the standings. Lourdes is 1 game up on Madonna. Indiana Tech now is, 3 games back. So Lourdes and Madonna, it's looking like they're going to fight it out for that WAC conference title. Mobile, they beat Faulkner 77-66. Ezra McKinnon, 19 points, 11 rebounds. One of the more consistent players in the country. Demaria Jones, 17 points, 5 rebounds. Mobile, they go to 16-5. And they're going to take on Blue Mountain Christian on Thursday. And Tennessee Southern, they just keep rolling. 73-59 over Bruton Parker. Brady Brown, 25 points, 10 rebounds for the double-double. Kendall Wright, 14 points, 4 rebounds. Tennessee Southern, 18-2. They're going to travel to Life on Wednesday. Go to the rest of the Southern states. Dalton State beat Point. William Carey beat Thomas. Life beat Blue Mountain. And Stillman beat Middle Georgia. So Tennessee Southern, they've got a 3.5 game lead over this pack of 5 teams. Stillman, Mobile, William Carey, Dalton State, and Life. So Tennessee Southern's really starting to separate from the pack there in the southern states. The Red River Conference, LSU Shreveport, they beat Louisiana Christian. Talk about them all the time. They don't have a good record, but man, they're a tough out. Tyler Washington, he had 21 points, 8 rebounds. Paul King, 13 points, 5 rebounds. The Pilots go to 14-4. They're going to play Texas A&M, Texarkana on Tuesday. Let's look at the standings here. Texas College was a winner. North American beat Southwest. Huston Tillotson, that's always really hard for me to say. I don't know why. They beat Jarvis Christian. Xavier beat Paul Quinn. And LSU Alexandria, they beat Texas A&M Texarkana. So Alexandria, I guess, statistically leads the conference ahead of, they're a half game ahead of Texas College. And then Xavier's another game back. And then Shreveport's another half game back. So this is a pretty tight group up here. We'll have to see if LSU Alexandria can hang on to that. In the Chicagoland, Roosevelt goes down. A tough loss for the Lakers. Not a game you expect them to lose. Calumet beat them 69-64. O'Shawn Lee, 15 points, 4 rebounds. Colby Wiggins, he had 12 points, 6 rebounds. Roosevelt goes to 17-3, and they will face no rest for them because they're going to face Olivet Nazarene on Wednesday. Speaking of Olivet Nazarene, they beat Judson 95-67. Landon Flederher, 14 points, 7 rebounds. Sam Imicky tosses in 14 as well. They go to 14-5, and they will play Roosevelt. They have to go to Roosevelt on Wednesday. In the rest of the Chicagoland, Holy Cross beats St. Ambrose. St. Xavier gets the win. Indiana South Best, they beat Trinity. And Indiana Northwest, they beat St. Francis. Roosevelt is up. They still have a pretty, a two-game lead over this pack. Again, this is another big pack. IU South Bend, Olivet Nazarene, St. Xavier, St. Ambrose, and Indiana Northwest. So second place is going to be a dogfight in that conference. In the G-Pack, Northwestern, they beat Hastings on Saturday, 79-71. Caton Mosier, 14 points, 4 rebounds. Dylan Carlson, he added 24 points, 4 rebounds. The Raiders, they go to 17-4, and they're going to play Concordia next Saturday. They might have another game before that. Sometimes in Presto, a game gets left off. Around the rest of the G-Pack, Dordt beat Doane. Northwestern, as we said, and Briarcliff beat Mount Marty. This is that Concordia tournament, and Concordia, Nebraska won. And today, Sunday, Briarcliff knocked off Hastings again, really hurt them in the standings. Dakota Wesleyan knocks off Midland on Sunday. I think those are weather makeup games. So Northwestern is a half game up now over Morningside and Hastings. Concordia and Dordt are at 8-4. So this is typical G-Pack. All these, it's just going to be like this now till the end of the season. There's going to be a half game between about 8 of them, and it's going to come down to the final game of the season. That's the way it works in the G-Pack every year. Talk about a conference where everybody beats up everybody. In the GSAC, Arizona Christian, they beat Hope, but it took them 3 overtimes. Took them 55 minutes of basketball, but they beat Hope. They were at Hope. I tell everybody all the time, Hope is tough to play at. If you see anybody playing at Hope, you know they're going to get their hands full. Dennis Flowers, 26 points, 6 rebounds. Paul Hayden, 33 points. Arizona Christian, 16-5, and they're gonna play Jessup on Thursday. So OUAZ, they also go 3 overtimes, and this was a huge win over Vanguard. And we'll show you in the standings. Menlo gets the win over South Pacific. Jessup beats Masters, beat them bad. So what is that? 24-28 points in Arizona Christian, as we said. So Arizona Christian, OUAZ, and Jessup all at 5-2. The Masters, 1 game back. Menlo, another game back with Hope and Vanguard. So they're just going to continue to be. We talk about parity all the time, but that conference is they're anybody can beat anybody with the maybe one exception. In the Sun, Florida Memorial, they fall to Kaiser. Talk about parity. Justin Nicholson, 15 points, 4 rebounds. Calvin Sermons, 16 points, 11 assists for the double-double. Florida Memorial, they go to 16-4, and they're going to play New College of Florida on this week. So Southeastern beat Warner. Ave Maria, they win again. We'll show you in the standings. And St. Thomas, they win again. So Ave Maria now, they're 2 games up on the pack. So Florida Memorial, Kaiser, and St. Thomas, they're all really fighting it out for second place. And then there's another couple teams, Southeastern and Warner, that are another game back. But can Ave Maria hang on to that? In the Cal Pac, Antelope Valley, they had that tough loss the other day. They took it out on St. Catherine's, a really, really good team. Christian Taylor, 19 points, 7 rebounds. Eric Nicholas, 20 points, 5 rebounds. They go to 17-4, and they're going to play Benedictine Mesa on Thursday. The rest of the Cal Pac, Benedictine Mesa, speaking of them, they beat Embry-Riddle. La Sierra beats Park Gilbert in overtime, another overtime game on Saturday. UC Merced beats Cal Maritime, and Simpson beats up on poor Pacific Union. Oh, bad. Poor Pacific Union's just struggled this season. Antelope Valley still has a stranglehold on the Cal Pac. This group, Merced, St. Catherine, Benedictine Mesa, and Westcliff, are all really tight here for second place. Really curious how that's going to play out over the next couple weeks. In the River States, Point Park goes down. IU Kokomo just took it to them at Point Park. Big Max Newman, 32 points, 13 rebounds. Hunter Jackson, 12 points, 11 rebounds, couple of double-doubles, and they lead IU Kokomo to a big win at Point Park. Point Park is 19-2. They're going to play Ohio Christian on Tuesday. Elsewhere in the River States, West Virginia Tech wins. St. Mary's the Woods, they beat Shawnee State. IU East beat Rio Grande. Midway beat Alice Lloyd. Ohio Christian won, as did Brescia. So St. Mary's the Woods, 1 game up on Point Park. West Virginia Tech and Shawnee State, this group of 4 really separating there in the River States. That's what I was saying earlier. You're seeing this separation now in the conferences. Sometimes it's a group, sometimes it's one team pulling away from the rest. This American Midwest Conference, Hannibal LaGrange, they were victorious Saturday. Central Methodist and William Woods. So Central Methodist and Columbia, they lead the American Northwest right now. Continuing on to the North Star, they play both Friday and Saturday. So Viterbo beats Valley City on this Friday. Waldorf beats Dickinson State, and Dakota State beats Mayville. Tough loss for Mayville. Mayville's lost 2 this weekend. They lost to Bellevue on Saturday. Valley City, they recovered, and Dickinson State lost 2 this weekend. So that was Dickinson State falls to 3-3. Dakota State, they take the lead. Bellevue and Mayville. So it's still early, but Dakota State is on top of the North Star. And I say it all the time, but I think that league just gets one automatic bid. In the AAC, the Appalachian Union beat St. Andrews. Bryan won. Montreat Campbellsville, this is a non-conference of Montreat in overtime. Columbia International wins. That was an important win for them. Tennessee Wesleyan. And then today and Sunday, Reinhardt beat Bluefield. So Pikeville continues to lead that conference. It's a half game to 1 game, but man, they've just had a stranglehold on it. And then they're being chased by Johnson, CIU, and Union. In the Heart, everybody won. Everybody in that top 4, that group of top 4, Mid-American Nazarene, Baker, and Central Methodist and Graceland, they all win. And so all the standings stay the same. This group of 4, they're fitting themselves for boxing gloves because it's going to be a fight down to the end. So that's your conference wrap up. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you had a good weekend and your day goes wonderful. We'll see you tomorrow. And thank you very much for all your support. And please enjoy NAIA basketball. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.